Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're going to grab some green beans and potatoes, truly two of the most basic ingredients out there, and create one of Spain's most iconic recipes. And I tell you, this is a dish you typically don't see at restaurants. It's more of a dish that's enjoyed in Spanish home kitchens. We're talking Spanish green beans and potatoes. This is known as Judias Verdes con Patatas. And let me tell you, this dish is filled with so many simple yet delicious flavors. It's easy to make, and the best part, it's all done in about 30 minutes. Folks, serve this dish as a tapas appetizer, or even as a side next to some pan-grilled fish or roasted chicken. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Really quick before we start, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, David Machado and Tommy Williams. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna cut 3 medium-sized potatoes that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry. This is 700 grams, or about 1.5 pounds. Each potato into bite-sized pieces that are 2 centimeters, which is 3/4 of an inch. Important to use potatoes here that are a bit more waxy than starchy, as they hold their shape better when they're boiled. I'm using Yukon Golds, but you can also use new potatoes, Golden Light, or even red potatoes. Now add the chopped potatoes into a stock pot, and you want to make sure they're in a flat layer. And then fill it with some water to about 5 centimeters above the potatoes, which is 2 inches. Then we'll season generously with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. In the meantime, let's start prepping the green beans. I'm going to add 1 pound of fresh green beans into a colander. This is about 450 grams, and rinse them under some water. And then we'll trim off the ends from the green beans and cut each one in half. And we'll also roughly chop 4 cloves of garlic. Alright, let's move back to the potatoes. About 15 minutes after turning on the heat and the potatoes are almost cooked through, we'll add in the green beans. And then place the lid on the stock pot and lower the fire to a low-medium heat and go for another 5 minutes here until the potatoes are just cooked through and the green beans are slightly tender. After a total cooking time of 20 minutes on the potatoes, they should be ready to go. You know, you can always pierce them with a toothpick just to ensure that they're done. You kind of want them al dente. If you overcook them, they're going to start to break apart and those green beans are going to end up with a mushy texture. At this point, I'm going to remove the stock pot from the heat and drain the ingredients into a colander. For the final step, I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat and add in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 45 milliliters. Make sure you use the good stuff here. This is the base fat of the dish and what flavors all the ingredients. Make sure you get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. After a couple minutes, we'll add in the chopped garlic and we'll mix it around continuously. That way it evenly sautés. After 20 to 30 seconds and the garlic is nice and fragrant, you don't want to brown it, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, which is 15 milliliters. You can also use apple cider vinegar here, or even rice white vinegar. We'll also add in 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, which is 1 gram, and half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.25 grams. And we'll give it a quick mix. Like I've told you before, by adding in the vinegar with the spices and herbs right now and lightly sauteing them, it's going to make them nice and aromatic. Then we'll add in the potatoes and green beans and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give this a gentle mix until it's well mixed together. You want to make sure to keep the fire on in the pan, as by keeping the potatoes warm, it makes it easier for them to absorb the flavors in the pan. Then we'll remove the pan from the heat and transfer the mixture into a serving dish. And check it out, folks, our Spanish green beans and potatoes are done. Easy to make, the simplest ingredients, and all done in about 30 minutes. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, Judias Verdes con Patatas, truly one of Spain's most iconic home dishes. Here we go. Truly another dish from the humble Spanish kitchen, where less is more and the simple things are the best things. Potatoes are beautifully cooked, kept their shape, they smelt in your mouth, absorbed everything in the pan. Then those green beans taking this to the next level as they're nice and tender with absolutely no mush. Easy to make, give this a try at home. Once again, as a tapas appetizer, or even as a side dish. Here's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill your body with so much goodness. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.